Hi everybody, welcome back to my site. If you're brand new, good to see you. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back. Okay, what have we got in store today? Very quick video, but a big shout out to a company that I've been using for probably a couple of 3 years now, but they go silent in my videos. I've never really shouted out too much, but the products I get from them I buy myself. So I'm pretty happy to be able to give my good thoughts, my own thoughts about the product itself. And it's a company called Saxton Blades. Blades for my table saw, blades for my plunge saw, blades for my miter saw, which is sitting in the corner over there. I've got to make a spice rack as a project for a friend, my daughter. I nearly said a friend, my daughter. And whilst I was ripping down some beech, the blade started grabbing, and it was due to be changed, but I hadn't got one. So I went onto Saxton's website, and I'll put a link to them in the corner up here somewhere if I can do that properly. And what I did was ordered a twin set of blades, a 140 teeth and 160 teeth per inch. But this is a 40 teeth per inch, 7 1/4, 185 blade. This is for my plunge saw, my Erbauer Plunge saw, which is fantastic. But I put a new blade in there yesterday, and I try and keep the blades at the same time because I'm using these tools here. This is the Dewalt one, which is the old one that's in there. So I'm going to take that out in a minute, and then put the new ones in here. Which this is the box, which is here. As I say, ordered yesterday. There's a bit of a story, in fact. I might as well talk to you about the story. I ordered one the day before, but I ordered a metal one by mistake. Stupid idiot. So I contacted Claire at the info number that's there, and she was massively helpful. Explained my situation, put them back in the post today, or this morning, and the new ones arrived today. So here's the twin set. As I say, it's a 60 teeth and a 40 teeth. I'm going to put the 40 teeth in there to rip the rest of this beech up, and then the 60 teeth whenever I want to do a bit more delicate work. But it's a great opportunity to put new blades in. So if you're ordering Dewalt blades, they're 210s, and the bore of the arbor in the middle is 30mm, but you do get these spacer rings if you do need to adapt it to your own. All right, so what I'm going to do then is, for people that have got a Dewalt table saws probably know exactly how to take the blade out. But I'm going to do a quick short video on how I take it out and safety, etc. for those that are brand new or might just want to watch it. So let's get taking the blade out. Okay, obviously priority number one is to make sure it's unplugged from your mains. Comes with 2 spanners. There is a reason for 2, and they're actually normally got a little locking nut on the back for where you can take them off. So I've undone the little screw here to remove the clearance plate. I must actually make a new plate. That's the original one here. And as you can see, the blade is already there. Raise it as high as you can to give you a bit of help. Now what they've got is I don't know the correct terms, but this is the arbor. They've got a spacer here, then the locking nut, and this spacer's got a groove to take for the arbor. So the arbor's got a flat side on both sides. Now the way I take this out, as you can see, if you're looking in there quite closely at the blade, the backing nut has got a groove in it, which is exactly where that sits. So that's now sitting in that groove. Now I bring it to the front and help my table saw here because sometimes they're quite tight. Now it goes without saying, there are teeth on here, so be very careful. Bring it up, pull it towards you, and because this is held on the bottom of the table here, it makes the nut very easy to remove, which is already undone. Take it out nice and slowly, because you don't want to drop it down in the dust. But what would you call that, a dust bucket below? So as you can see, just take this little nut off, put it to one side so you don't lose it. It's also very important to know which way the blade rotates. So as you stand at the machine, the blade cutting comes towards you. Don't put it on the other way, as you won't cut anything. So now I take this spanner off, and I bring the blade out at the same time so this locking nut comes with it, and I can take the blade out. Now as you can see, that arbor has got a groove on both sides. It's basically cut across the thread, which is why it takes that spanner. Now I don't know how long I've had this blade in, but this is an 80 teeth. I've probably had it in a good, probably lazy, good couple of years, but it has been absolutely exceptional, especially the 80 teeth. But it was definitely struggling ripping some new bits. So let's get rid of that one. Get the new one, and say we're going to go with a 40 teeth. Now out of the bag, they come with this lovely protective cover around the teeth here. Which, if I remember rightly, is a bit split in one place, so you can peel it off. There it is. Take it all off. Oh, that is sharp. That is beautiful. Remembering the teeth come towards the actual front where you stand on a table saw. So slot it back in here. There is a little groove on this side for location. That blade is very sharp. But what more importantly, this backing nut has got a groove that sits inside. So if I show you that, it slots into that opening quite nicely, and it's 30mm arbor. It's a bit tight actually, which is nice. Okay. So remember, teeth come towards you, or if it's when you buy a blade from Saxton's, obviously they've got their logo on the front, so that gives you a little bit of a heads up. Lock it into position, make sure that's now nice and steady, it's not going to move out of there. Get your lock-in nut and then spin it round with one hand, which is all very dainty. Now if it falls out of position, which mine has, you just obviously, as you get tighter on the blade, you just locate it back in the arbor itself, which I'm trying to do. Let's get that nut on a bit more. There you go. It's obviously important that it goes on there. That is in there nicely. Now on the opposite, as you did before, I lay the blade towards the back of the table saw. I'm going to spin that around. There it goes. So I push that back like that. Then I'll bring the spanner towards the front, and I can then tighten it up without slipping off, because these are very, very sharp. So bring it here. It doesn't have to be over tight. I go tight, and my old plumbing time is tight. And so always make sure it wasn't actually in place properly. So I just did that off camera. So once again, I'm going to re-tighten it back up. Always double check these things before you start switching on the power. The last thing you want is a blade problem, especially when it's spinning at sort of 5,000–6,000 revs per minute. Back on, hold the front tight, a little bit more, and then spin the blade manually. As before, I knew it wasn't working, it was touching the bottom. As you see, the teeth are now facing towards me. Okay, bring those to one side, put the zero clearance plate back on there, get a little screwdriver, which is over here, and then just tighten this back up like that so it doesn't come out. Perfect. It's all nice and level. Lower the blade. I'm getting ready to get back on the spice rack that I've got to make. And that's how simply I do it, my table saw blades. So now we've got the blade back inside. I just want to come back and give Saxton Blades a bit more advertising. As I say, I've not been paid to promote this company at all. These products have been purchased by myself. I really want to get that out there first and foremost. But they don't only do circular saw blades, as you can see here. They do reciprocating saw blades, hole saw blades, the multi-tool blades, which I have used. They do flat top circular saw blades, which is the next one I'm looking at. But more importantly, they do their impact bits. They do a professional range. With all due respect, I think, and the 80 tooth blade I've used before gives such a good cut. I really didn't go down this way, but they're masses of value for money. As I say, you can order and get free postage from 1 to 3 days, or you can have next day delivery, which is awesome, which is what I paid for because I needed to get this in. But a big shout out to the guys there. They're based in the UK. As I say, I'll put a link in this at the end. And if you like the videos, etc., please look at the playlist and like and subscribe. Cheers now. Speak to you soon.